morning and welcome to Cornwall. I know, right? Haven't been here in a while. It's quite exciting. It is pretty much the end of October. It's really blustery and cold out there. It has been hammering it down all night. I actually stayed in a yurt last night, which was interesting. But the last week, 2 weeks in fact, before this have just been an absolute washout. So everywhere is really, really wet. But I come down here on a whim because I want to go and explore a castle. That's all there is to it, really. So I'm going to walk along the coast up to Tintagel. More on that later. You may or may not have heard of that. So I can't wait to share the castle there with you. And then potentially I'll carry on along the coastal path to Boya Castle, and then inland's going to be a bit boring. I've managed to factor in a few sort of different water features and nature reserves and stuff, but essentially there's quite a lot of road walking, which, to be honest, given the rain, is not a bad thing. And also I'm feeling really rough. I've just had this cold for like 2 months now. I'm really lacking sleep. So I thought a good bit of coastal air would really help me. I'm not complaining, I'm very excited, but we're probably going to get wet today. Anyway, I'm actually on a bit of a schedule this morning because Tintagel Castle, you have to book ahead. So I had to pick a time slot and I'm like, I don't know, man. So 10:30, and it is 9:30 now. So I need to get moving. I basically have an hour to get there, and then I can look around the castle and the ruins, you know, as long as I need, basically. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the day, the distance that we'll walk. If I don't go to Boya Castle, I think my circle is going to be about 10 miles. If I do, it's probably more like 12, 13. Either way, certainly very manageable with the light that we've got at the moment, and I can't wait to share it with you. So let's get kitted up and let's get started.
I was parked at Trebarwith, famous for the Strand and its 800-metre sandy beach, which can be accessed when the tide is out. The strong swells coming in from the Atlantic apparently make for excellent surfing conditions.
Tintagel, 2¼ miles. Oh, that should be all right in an hour, no problem. Hopefully it's not too undulating though. So we're here and we're going to head up along the cliffs. I don't know why I do that because I don't even listen to the archers. And there is Tintagel. This way. Let's go. Look at this sunshine. That's what we like to see. Happy days. So you see this acorn? This is a National Trail sign. So the Southwest Coastal Path is a national trail, designated route, 630 miles. And we, of course, today are just doing a tiny little stretch of it. You should be able to get a feel for just how exposed and exciting this stretch of coastline really is. Oh wow, nearly walked right past that. I think, certainly looks it, like that is the remains of a slate quarry. So this whole stretch between Trebarwith and Tintagel is renowned for its disused quarries, and this is slate from the Upper Devonian period, used for buildings, used for paving, all sorts of different things. You can just see the huge slag heaps of the slate just deposited, the stuff it didn't need to use, and the remains, I think, of buildings.
These slate quarries were confined to quite a small area along the coast. They had strong pillars built into the cliffs above the working areas, from which ropes were attached, used to lower men down the vertical rock faces. It was a dangerous place to work. The path cut across some fields before emerging near the St. Martyriana's church. The present building is thought to have been built during the 11th and 12th centuries, though the first church on the site likely dates back to the 6th century.
So we're leaving the church and we're rounding a corner, and I can just see the beginnings of Tintagel Castle. I might just make my booking time. I think I'm going to be a little bit late. But that monstrous building right in front of us, that's actually a hotel. I'm not quite sure what I think about that yet. You've got the rolling Cornish hills, Tintagel with its painted houses, and then a basically pretend castle. Never mind, it's all culture, right?
The castle sits on the shore alongside the village of Tintagel, which has become one of the most visited places in Britain, linked to its association with King Arthur.
if you
Thank
want.
you very much.
And
Cheers.
then there's a site map, there
Map
for
as
you
well.
to follow.
Great. Thank you for that then. Cheers. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. I'm such a fan of castles and I can't wait to have a look around the ruins and see what's left of this magical place. So basically it's believed there's been people living here since the early Middle Ages, but it wasn't until the 1200s that a castle was really built here and the legend of King Arthur sprang up from this place.
I first climbed up to the upper courtyard, part of which collapsed into the sea after being built. A newer wall was constructed that contained 2 lavatories which projected over the crumbling cliffs below. It must have been a stimulating place to do one's business. I crossed over the impressive steel and slate bridge, newly installed and opened in August of 2019. The route took me into the remains of halls and service buildings that once stood at the centre of the castle. The Great Hall was also in this area, built in 1230. Though it had to be modified when, once again, part of it collapsed into the sea. The path ducked under a towering wall through an arched doorway to reveal immense panoramic views over Barras Nose and the amazing waterfalls and caves that were tucked away at the base of the cliff. Climbing higher, I passed the remains of yet more buildings, some perched precariously on the edge of the cliff, others enjoying a more solid foundation on the top of the outcrop. These were the northern ruins and the remains of the gun house. The castle has a long association with Arthurian legends, first being linked in the book The History of Kings of Britain, which shared that Arthur's father was the king of all Britain, and Tintagel, his most secretive refuge, was where Arthur was conceived. The Victorians had a real fascination for these legends, and it was in that era that the castle became a tourist destination. It's now managed by English Heritage, but is owned by Charles, Prince of Wales, as part of the land holdings of the Duchy of Cornwall. There's a cavern on the western side of Haven Beach, which has been known since the late 19th century as Merlin's Cave. Unfortunately, the tide was in, so I wasn't able to get to it to have a look.
There we go, that was the majority of the Tintagel Castle ruins. Really dramatic place. Just unbelievable with the waves crashing around and the scale of it as well. It's just spectacular to take the time and explore. I'm going to head down to the beach now and to the exhibition place. I'm probably going to get a brew as well, just stop for a bit. I'm really not feeling 100%, so it'd be good just to have a little break and then we'll press on along the coastal path.
The exhibition building was filled with interesting and exciting artefacts from all over the world. Both the importance and date of the early occupation of the site are evident from the pieces of imported Mediterranean pottery that were found by archaeologists. After finishing looking round, I headed to the beach cafe for a brew and a little rest.
Okie dokie, we are on the move again. I didn't mean to get a cream tea, but there we go. I feel quite full now, but I just sat and let my head wander for a bit. I'm feeling not good at all in my headspace. It's just, yeah, trying to manage that whilst being out and about, obviously showcasing this beautiful walk. And I wish I just felt more energetic because I really would like to get to Boscastle, but I'm not sure I'm going to get quite that far today. It's also already gone 12:30 and it gets dark quite early now, so I need to just keep that in the back of my mind as well. So what we're going to do is just literally follow the coastal path now, up as far as I feel like going basically, and then there's just an endless array of roads that I can take inland back to the car. But there's some interesting things en route that I'd like to check out as well.
The path contoured the edge of the cliff, making for easy walking with fantastic views both ahead and behind. There were lots of interesting features to spot, including arches, sea stacks and caves.
Rocky Valley, 1 mile. Okie dokie, on we go. Okay then, looks like we're going down quite quickly and then back up on the other side. You see the path there? All the way back up. Game on. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, path doesn't go that way. That's just an extra one down to the beach. Instead, we're gonna just follow these steps up, a bit more direct. $69 in case you're wondering. I counted them. Oh, hang on, we're not done yet. 70, 71, 72, 73. 97. I need to find 3 more. Oh, don't fall off the edge.
The walking was really enjoyable, with the path often lined by wildflowers such as gorse, campions and yarrow. Their colours looked dazzling in the sunshine.
Okay then, so we've made it to the Rocky Valley, once again known by the National Trust. Let's go have a look. Wow, look at that. Beautiful.
The valley was carved by the Trebarwith River and interestingly is said to be home to 161 different species of moss. It was a tranquil spot that caught the sun and filled me with inspiration, so I savoured the moment before turning to climb back up the cliff.
You see the cows up there? This is cow outcrop. You shall not pass. Hey cowie. Look at you guys. Got a nice colour. Run away, scary human. It's a face off. Oh. Yeah, alright, don't worry about it. So I think, I'm going to check my map. This is the point where we turn inland, or where I'm going to turn inland anyway. Yes, it is. So, you can see from the sign here. You can see from the sign. Excuse me, I'm trying to do some presenting. Got a lot to say for yourself. Right, try again. Okay, so you see the sign here. Boz Castle is another 1.5 miles. You're just taking a mic now, aren't you? Another 1.5 miles onwards, and we are going to go to Trebarwith Church. So that way, so we're cutting inland now. So I absolutely could do another 1.5 miles, no problem, to Boz Castle, but I really don't feel in the state to be dealing with people. And actually around Boz Castle, the roads get busier as well. So I'm going to cut to Trebarwith, and actually that was my original plan. It was just whilst I was sat in the car this morning that I thought maybe I could walk on to Boz Castle. So if you wanted to make this loop longer, that's what I would suggest you do. So my inland route now is one I've completely made up, and I'm going to have to be a bit on it. There is a lot of road, but the middle section of the inland route we've got some nice water features that we'll get to explore, and a little bit further on a nature reserve as well. So all that to come. First up, Trebarwith.
It didn't take very long to reach Trebarwith, where I went to visit the St Petrock's Church, dating to the Norman period. The tower is 13th century, though inside is decorated simply, with beautiful stained glass windows lighting the room.
Just gotta cross over this B road. Straight over. So I'm looking for a footpath on the right. Should go through the farm and then drop down, hopefully. Aha, public footpath, happy days. Here we go. Public footpath. Oh, hello. Oh, you're so nice. Got an itch. All right, well, have fun. Munching on the grass. Bye. Just a little bit muddy down here. Look at this. Good old farm track. It's not too deep though, actually. I think. Help! Where am I going? Oh, that's gone in my boots. I have massive holes in my boots. Never mind. Quick, grass. Squidge. Whew. Okay, things just got muddier. Let's try over this way. Oh, man. Beautiful. Right, come on, we can do it. Oh, actually, this is quite dry. Quick. Whew. Right, now where does the footpath go? See, I like cows, but I don't like it when cows do this. It's, oh no, I don't like it even worse. Wait, it's even worse when my mat falls in it. Actually, to be fair, it's not that bad. Right, style. Ugh, that's a high up style. What? I'm like a million miles from the floor. What? I'll just stay here then. They've clearly lost the second half of the style. Oh, it's flipping wobbly as well. Hang on a minute. Right. I need to turn around. Turn around. Okay. Isn't that when my backpack's not fitting properly? Okay. Ugh. Okay, way to go, I think. I just can't take any like weight on my knees at the moment. They're a bit dead. And I have plantar fasciitis in my right foot. Overall, I'm falling apart a bit. But, oh, do not drop map in this. But we're doing okay. Ugh, fly. No, don't drop that. No. Wow, look. It's the ruins of some farm building or something. Oh, cool. That's obviously the fireplace. Look at that. Big slab. Chimney. Whoa. Okay, we made it to the river, so this is going to take us into St Nectan's Glen. So it's just a really nice wooded stretch. There's some waterfalls, hopefully. It should be quite enjoyable. And basically the path just sticks on this side, or so I'm hoping so. It's so wet, it's so wet. Never mind, we'll make it work.
Before long, I found myself entering into the St Nectan's Glen, home to a 60-foot waterfall, said to be sacred, as it's believed to be the site of the 6th century St Nectan's hermitage. The place took me by surprise. It felt somewhat commercial, and I struggled to find the footpath amongst the cafe and retreat buildings.
I feel a bit confused with what's going on here, actually. It's kind of like making people pay to use a public right-of-way. But she didn't charge me, I said what I was doing. It took a while to show the route I was doing, but she's just like, come down this path and you'll get to the river. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know if this means we get to see the waterfalls or not, but oh, big puddle. Anyway, we're doing it, so let's have a look. Right, well, I officially think that is cheeky. So basically, the landowners have gone, oh, this is a nice waterfall, we can make some money out of this. So the public right-of-way doesn't go past the waterfall anymore. Of course, we get the river here and it's absolutely beautiful, but we don't get to see the rapids, which is, or the waterfall, sorry, which is a shame. Anyway, we got this nice stretch right by the river. Sort of reminds me of yesterday. I went to Lidford Gorge up on Dartmoor, so check that video out. That was really, really enjoyable little loop. Anyway, so follow through the woods for a little bit until we climb out of it, basically.
It was a really lovely walk along the river, and the path crisscrossed over the gentle rapids via a series of bridges.
Nice. I haven't really been in these woods for more than 5 minutes. We're already leaving the river, but just that stretch with the sound of the water, the force that it's moving at, gosh, I instantly feel a bit better actually. Sort of drew me out of my headspace quite a lot. I was focused entirely on the present moment, on the river, on the leaves on the trees. It wasn't even an intentional move, just kind of happened. And that's the best way for me, I tend to find. Nothing about that's forced, and I feel good for it. Leaving the woods, heading up to Halgabon, something like that, I don't know how to pronounce it. And then we've got a bit of road walking for a short while, if I can figure out how to get out of this field.
I made my way through Trebarwith via a series of quiet lanes before joining a footpath heading southwest through pastoral and arable fields.
Ah, this is why roads are easier than footpaths. They might be boring, but they're definitely safer. Ugh, okay, just stay. I'm gonna get wet feet. Wet and muddy feet. Ugh, squidgy, squidgy, squidge. Another double style. What is this? No man's land. I'll build a house right here. Great place to put the feeder, right by the fence where all the walkers come through. Ah, yuck. Once again, thank you, farmer. Where's the style? Definitely be quicker on the road. Don't need a PhD to work that out. Please lift. Oh, look at that. Very exciting. Just don't want it falling on my head. Sheep in this one. Oh, sorry sheep. My feet are absolutely saturated, soaking wet. Not too worried really, it's just a shame. But you know, I keep thinking, oh, if I took the road it'd be quicker, easier. We wouldn't be having this adventure, would we? And we like adventures. Lots of broken stiles, muddy fields. Ah, all good. We have a sign and a path going up a wall. Don't see that every day. Okay, we've just crossed over the B road now. So last little bit through fields until we get to Trekno or Trebarwith. No, I have no idea. It's over there. I'm scared. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, sorry, Bramble. Wait, hang on, Bramble, get off my bag. Oh, so English. God, it's like a maze. No entry, use footpath. That's ridiculous. Why can't we just go through that gate there? Okay, I'm not a fan of the farms around here. Oh, gosh. Finally, we made it to Trebarwith. Trekno. I don't know how to say it. We're here in the village. So this is the village that's above the one that I'm parked at. So I'm going to follow the road for a little bit, and I could just follow it all the way, and I'm tempted, but the last bit of footpath looks like it goes through some scrubland, so I'm going to do that. This route has actually been slightly different to what I intended. I was going to go across to the nature reserve, so I'd be further that way, but now I'm here, so I'm not doing that. Nice spring there, just tucked away. Lovely. And then you can see here on this sign, Trebarwith, 1 mile via the road. If I can find this footpath, I'll take the footpath though. Ah, that was easier than I thought. There is a nice big sign. Can't miss that. Heading this way. Nice little stream here. Here we go, so we're just on our last little stretch back to the village. I'm going to check my car and hopefully I've not got a ticket. But I wanted to say thank you so much for walking with me today. It's been really nice to sort of have you guys along. I do find having the camera with me quite helpful. It's kind of like some accountability, and I'm trying to really sort of make sure I'm capturing the journey even if I don't feel 100% present. I've really not felt well today, mentally or physically, but I still feel quite accomplished. I've been able to do that walk. We've got a video that we can share, and hopefully you've been inspired to get outside no matter how you're feeling. You don't have to go out and walk a 10-12 mile loop, you know, you can just go sit in your local woodlands and just breathe and listen to the birds. It's doing what works for you. It's learning to create space for our minds and our bodies to work together, to do what we need to do. I think modern day society is so rushed, so pressured, so wherever possible, carving out some you time for some self-care. I know it's a bit of a buzzword at the moment, but we really do need to be compassionate towards ourselves, just as we would be to others. I think about, okay, if I was talking to my friend and they wanted to go out and do this walk today but they didn't feel well enough, but I knew that potentially it would help them, yes, I would encourage them to go out. I would potentially check in, make sure they're okay, X, Y, and Z. But you know, I've come out, I've done this walk, it's done me good, and I hope that and I hope that you're oh my gosh, feels good to laugh. I hope that your next adventure is as fun as this one. So guys, I'll see you on the trail, and until next time, stay wild. Oh.